Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the Super Game Box, the 5-on-1, and it even says on the packaging, wow! Because also they sell it like the SUP fun game. Like this thing has so freaking bloody a lot of names, even called the X7M. It comes with 3.5-inch display. And overall, like it's a more like this hybrid system where you can plug in your television with a freaking awesome controller so we can play. So as you can see over here, we're going to do, I think we're having two different versions. Yep, they're going to get the same Nintendo Switch vibe with the colors, but I did order myself the red one, or they sent me the correct one. So what you're going to get is a 12 milliamp battery in the inside, and all the other stuff I cannot read. And not to forget, like I don't have the phone here, so I cannot translate it. Then we're going to get here the two colors. There's nothing much on the box itself, so let's open it up and let's see what we're going to get. Ooh, it starts with the toilet paper manual like always. Yeah. Let's see what we're going to get in the inside. No English here, no English there. Okay, nobody has anything that we can do with it. Yep, wipe your butt. But I can say it is going to give you paper cuts. Paper cuts in your butts. But in the end, like here we're going to get the mini USB. Like, what the hell? Going back in 2005 or something like that. And we're having a very tiny jack for the AV out, the controller itself, and of course the Super Game Box handheld. And ooh, this thing feels quite nice. The form factor is very nice. I do like it. So let's take a close look. Oh, they taped it. They taped it. Let's see if I can get the tape loose. Yep, I'm ripping the plastic. And the first thing that we need to do is do the smelly test. Ah, it smells nice. Alright, so the handheld itself, it's something new today, because I have never seen this before. We're going to get this very flimsy D-pad. Like this thing is, wait. This thing got like a very strange feeling. Like this thing feels different in any direction. It's kind of weird. Like look at this cheap, the rip-off PlayStation Portable slider joystick. Like this thing is like cheap, cheap. I can rip it off. Okay, we're going to get reset, select the start, A, B, X, Y. We're going to get these tiny annoying buttons. Personally really hate it when giving this thing like tiny buttons. Let's open the compartment. I cannot open up. Okay, never mind. Let's take a close look at the controller and the battery later. Alright, so let's see, more plastic, yep. Okay, so the idea behind this is like you can plug this thing in your machine and just use it like a game system. We have seen it before a couple of times now, and the D-pad is just as horrible. Like it's even like, I think it's worse than like the freaking device itself. It's like start and oh man, this thing feels really flimsy and cheap. Oh boy. And let's get this freaking battery up because I want to know. Okay, I managed to get a prior tool and open it, and damn, this thing is like stuck. Oh, and look what we're going to get in here. The BL5C, the yellow edition. Yeah, the color is just a difference in the color. But what you're going to get is, of course, the Nokia battery. It's even in 1200 milliamp. So this will give you some juice to play for quite a long time. So there are no shoulder buttons, the on and off switch over here, the input for charging and the controller, volume control, the AV out function, and yeah, there's a tiny jack, so you cannot really use it for like a headphone, and that's basically what we're going to get. So let's put this bloody thing back in, and let's see what are we going to get. Man, that is tight, man. Okay, wow. See, this thing is really. That's the first time that I ever like had an issue with getting a freaking battery out. So let's turn it on and let's see. Oh boy, yeah. So this sound, they're also using the soundtrack for the freaking game. So, but it is with these, let's say, I was searching for the volume. But the first thing what I'm always noticing is with these devices that we're going to get the same freaking audio. And when it comes to the game list, and it depends on what kind of product, you're saying like the 5-on-1. I have seen so many of the freaking 8-bit systems, but the one thing they have all in common, it's like we're having a lot of homebrew games on it, like a lot of crap stuff. And when you're going to get later in the list, you will see that we're going to get a lot of double games like always. They do like change some things out. For example, now we're going to get a mouse over there holding a glass. All right. Another thing I've noticed, like when you're going to get at the end of the list, it's going to be very slow with loading up. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but it's... Oh man, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. So yeah, this is what we're going to get with these cheap devices all the freaking time. But let's try some games to see how the emulation itself is or the gameplay, because sometimes even that they manage to mess it up too. The first thing that we're going to do, will this be improving it? No, it still give me quite a glare. That is always the thing with these freaking devices, the glare. Alright, let's see how this plays. I hate it when they switch out the freaking D-pad. Okay, let's see. I must say that it is not super bad when it comes to the playability with the analog stick. So let me guess, what's the turbo button? Okay, so they use the X and the Y for turbo. Come on, bring it on. Oh yeah. Okay, but this thing is filled with freaking homebrew games. Like this Street Fighter game, I think I've shown it a couple of times now, but it's such a bad game. And I think they even put it on a cartridge nowadays, so you can basically play it on your NES. Like, how crazy is that? Oh crap, I am Chun-Li. I have no idea how to do any moves. Oh, man. Let me know in the comments, did somebody actually like really play this? I started with my Mega Drive. And that was quite a good version. I'm going to get my ass kicked. I don't even know how to freaking block. And I just wanted to show you, these are just of the great examples, like how much crap they're on, like UFO rays. And these games can be found all the freaking time when you're getting yourself a new Famicom. Like I reviewed a couple of these like weird looking Pikachu or Pokemon NES's Famiclones from, I think it was China or some other countries, and they are always giving you a couple of games built in, and most of the time it's like UFO rays. So yeah, that's what you're going to get with the Supreme Gamebooks. Or is it Super Gamebooks, whatever. So let's speed it up. But one thing is surprisingly is that I don't know if you notice it, but I don't see a lot of screen tearing at this moment. So the display they're using is of course not the best one, but is more like the better versions. The funny thing is, like the recording part, I'm looking at it from an angle and everything has no details, you know, like that's what you're going to get with these cheap devices most of the time. I want to keep my skateboard, please. Thank you. Grab, up, grab, up. I'm on the roll. I am a roll. Getting the ferry. Getting the ferry. Getting the ferry. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Let's bash everything. Let's bash everything. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Yeah! Alright, so let's try the D-pad to see how responsive it is. Okay, so that's a fact, like it is responsive, because with cheap D-pads you cannot really do that. Long-lived turbo buttons. So that part seemed to be working just fine. Okay guys, so let's take a close look at the TV out functionalities. The downside is, if you want to play alone, you need to use the handheld. Even if you wanted to use like a game system. Let's say the quality of the AV out cable, it's not really bad. I have seen my share of shitty TV outs and with a lot of interference, but even on an LCD display I'm having here, it's not bad at all. Okay, so let's try the 2-player configuration. Alright, so everything seems to be working just fine. Let's use double Sub-Zero. Oh, this thing is so bad. I'm getting Striker. I find it such a weird game. But I find it a little bit bummer if you just want to use a controller and use this thing like in game system, want to play like this. That is absolutely not possible. So absolutely like a play to configuration this way only. There's no way of setting it up. So you can see that seems to be working just fine. I didn't move, but I didn't see anything happening. Alright. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 4 for the NES, such a weird game. I think it can also be bought like on physical cartridge, so you can play it on your NES. But okay, so what I do like about this thing is actually it comes with a pretty okay display and not to forget the replaceable battery. And what I also like is the form factor, because this thing is quite comfortable to play. It's not like really portable anymore, like we have seen like these mini Game Boys. Those are like way portable than this bad boy. But overall I must say like, it's not that bad at all. It's not that bad. So let's remove the 4 screws. I think I don't even know if I'm going to need this freaking the prior tool. I think no, I don't going to need this thing. Do I need it? I think I'm going to need it. Or I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, I need the freaking prior tool because I need to get the battery out. Because the battery is so stuck in this freaking thing. Let's see. There it goes. And there is a screw in here. Oh! Of course, I'm always forgetting a freaking screw in the battery compartment, Wicked. Yeah, it's not the first time you do this. Okay, so that's the only thing that we're going to get in the inside. So the speaker is wobbling here around because it has been normally getting, yeah, it has a special compartment over here. So it's going to be like a very tricky situation getting it all back together. Alright, so let's remove the parks. I think they are like the same parkers they're using from the outside. Yep, they are. And let's see how this thing looks, because the PCB is quite big. Alright, so let's lift it up. I didn't forget anything. Oh, it's just stuck in here. Ah, that's the reason why I couldn't get my freaking mainboard out, because the freaking joystick was stuck. Totally forgot about that bad boy. Alright, so let's take a close look at this gigantic PCB. They are using the cheap translucent membranes, but they were responsive. If we're going to get the display itself, what is always like convenient that we can remove it over here. So I was wondering, like, can you use these things in another handheld? Not if you want to, because these things are not really great. So then we're going to get, of course, the NES on a chip. We're going to get our famous black blob over there, and we're going to get the NES on a chip. That is basically holding the program. But in the end, like, there is no way of adding new games. It would be so convenient if you can do that. And we do have some spacers over here for the display. I'm not going to touch the display, otherwise you're going to get fingerproof nightmare. Let's see what kind of information is on here. Oh, nope, I'm not talking about you. Here I'm going to get the version 1.1. But there was no really actually in production date or whatsoever. No, not really. So basically this is what you're going to get in the inside, nothing much. The slider joystick I've installed onto the PCB. Yeah, it's like simple technology, extremely simple handheld. Alright guys, so this is what we're going to get with the SUP Super Game Box. Yeah, I know a lot of people were clicking on this video already knew that it's going to be 8-bit, because that's what the thing what they're always doing. A little bit of bummer, because we do have, like, if you're paying like $5 up to $10 more, sometimes you can really get like this multi-emulator device that can run all kinds of things like MAME, Game Boy, stuff like that. So I don't understand why they keep not like doing that and just stop with the 8-bit bullshit. Yeah, the controller is such a horrible quality, you will not have a good experience with that. The only thing I think is positive about this handheld, that it has like a very nice form factor, so it plays actually pretty good when it comes to that. But I thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become the Wicked family, and we'll see you in the next video.